Hello everyone, welcome to JK Exam Cracker. So this is another practice set of important MCQs. Here again, we're going to solve a mixed bag of questions from your general science part of the syllabus, which includes the physics, chemistry and biology questions. These questions which we are going to take for the practice session, they have been asked in various previous year national and state level examinations. Alright, let's move ahead. Before moving ahead, I would like to add over here that JK Exam Cracker has started mock test series which includes topic wise tests, sectional tests as well as full length mock tests. If any of you is interested in joining these mock test series, kindly visit our app which is JK Exam Cracker. Alright, let's begin our first question. Alright, so the first set of questions we will be solving from the physics part of the syllabus. Alright. So question number 1 is 1 Pascal equals to, and the below given options are 1 Newton per meter square, 100 atmosphere, 1 dyne per centimeter square, 1 Newton meter square. And the correct option is option A, that is 1 Newton meter per meter square. Pascal जो है it is the unit of pressure. Alright, and pressure you know it's equal to force per unit एरिया. फोर्स का यूनिट है न्यूटन, एन फॉर न्यूटन, एंड एरिया का है मीटर स्क्वायर, सो इट बिकम्स न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर. ऑलराइट, एंड इफ वी फर्दर, अगर हम न्यूटन को फर्दर इसको ब्रेक करें, सो इट इज़ किलोग्राम मीटर पर सेकेंड स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय मीटर स्क्वायर. Then it will be equal to kilogram meter inverse second per second square. So this will be what is called as Pascal. Alright, next question. Alright, question is match the following with the correct response. So on your left you have watt, kilowatt, hour, horsepower. So these are the units of power: watt, kilowatt, etc. horsepower. These are all the different units of power, or we have to find the relevant matches with them. See, watt जो है it is Newton meter per second, so this is correctly matched. So here we will decode it like this: 1 2 3 and 4. watt जो है इसका जाएगा न्यूटन मीटर पर सेकेंड. किलो वाट जो है इट इज़ इक्वल टू 1000 वाट. सो देयरफॉर ऑप्शन बी जो है, सॉरी सेकेंड वन जो है इसका जाएगा ऑप्शन सी. किलो वाट आर जो है इसका जाएगा 3.6 इंटू 10 टू द पावर 6 जूल, सो इसका जाएगा बी. एंड 1 हार्स पावर जो है इट्स इक्वल टू 746 वाट, सो फोर्थ का जाएगा डी. सो वी हैव टू मैच द करेक्ट ऑप्शन एंड इट इज़ ऑप्शन नंबर फर्स्ट ए. ऑलराइट, next question. Alright, so the question is which of the following does not match. इनमें से कौन सा मैच नहीं हो रहा या इनकरेक्टली मैच्ड है. ठीक है, सो ऑप्शन वन, ऑप्शन ए इज कंपास. इट्स यूज फॉर नेविगेशन एंड इंडिकेट्स नॉर्थ साउथ डायरेक्शन. दिस इज अ ट्रू स्टेटमेंट बिकॉज कंपास हम डायरेक्शंस को नेविगेट करने के लिए यूज़ करते हैं. ऑप्शन बी इज साइक्लोट्रॉन मेजर्स स्मॉल मैग्नीट्यूड साइक्लोन्स. दिस इज एन इनकरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट. Actinometer, it measures the intensity of radiation and therefore it's used to measure the heating power of radiation. ठीक, so it implies to the measurement of the heating power of radiation. So therefore it's also a correct statement. Option D is electroscope. It detects the presence of electric charge. दिस इज़ अगेन अ ट्रू स्टेटमेंट. हमें बताना था डज नॉट मैच, तो हमें इनकरेक्ट वाला बताना था. देयरफॉर ऑप्शन बी जो है वो करेक्ट जाएगा बिकॉज साइक्लोट्रॉन जो है वो स्मॉल मैग्नीट्यूड साइक्लोन्स को मेजर नहीं करता है, रादर इट्स अ कंपैक्ट पार्टिकल एक्सेलरेटर. ऑलराइट, प्रोड्यूसिंग जो रेडियो एक्टिव आइसोटोप्स हैं. Alright, radioactive isotopes which are used in the imaging procedures. For example, जिसे हम radioactive imaging कहते हैं. ठीक है, सो radioactive imaging और imaging techniques में इस्तेमाल होता है. ठीक, तो इसलिए ऑप्शन बी जो है वो इनकरेक्ट मैच है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Alright, question is one diopter is equal to. So basically diopter जो है it is the unit of power of a lens. Alright, and by definition diopter जो है it is equal to the inverse of the focal length, that is 1 upon focal length of the lens. फोकल लेंथ है तो लेंथ ही, और लेंथ का जो ऐसा यूनिट है वो है मीटर, देयरफॉर मीटर इनवर्स 1 डायोप्टर जो है दैट्स इक्वल टू 1 मीटर इनवर्स. देयरफॉर ऑप्शन बी जो है वो करेक्ट ऑप्शन जाएगा. ऑप्शन ए, सी एंड डी दे आर ऑल्सो द यूनिट्स ऑफ लेंथ, बट हमें एसआई यूनिट में बोलना था, तो डायोप्टर जो है वो हम एसआई यूनिट ऑफ लेंथ में एक्सप्रेस करते हैं, दैट इज़ मीटर्स में एक्सप्रेस करते हैं. ठीक, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Alright, question is a lie detector apparatus is also known as seismograph, barograph, polarimeter and polygraph, and the correct option is option D, that is polygraph. And while exploring the other option, seismograph जो है it is used in the measurement of seismic waves during earthquakes. Alright. Speaking of barograph, so these are used to measure the changes in the atmospheric pressure. Speaking of option number C, that is polarimeter, it's used to measure the angle of rotation when polarized light is passed through different solution medium or different chemical mediums. ठीक, so that is when what polarimeter measures the angle of rotation basically. Alright, and therefore option D जो है वो correct option है. Lie detector apparatus और machine जो है it's also known as polygraph. Next question. Alright, question is what is the amount of work done when an object moves under a force of 10 Newton at a distance of 10 meter in the direction of force. Alright, you know work done जो है that is equal to the dot product of force and displacement, and that when we solve this dot product it's equal to the magnitude of force, magnitude of displacement and the cos of the angle between the force and the displacement. Here the given force is given as 10 newtons multiplied by displacement is 10 meters, and cos of theta, that is the direction of the force and displacement both are same, that is the angle between the force and displacement will be 0 degrees. Alright, so this is 100 and cos 0 is equal to 1, therefore the correct option is 100 joules, which is equal to Newton meters. Newton is from the force and meter is from the displacement. Alright, next question. Sorry, therefore option C is the correct option. Next question. Alright, question is when a compressed spring is released, it changes the potential energy into, and the given options are mechanical energy, kinetic energy, heat energy, chemical energy. Now let's try to understand what is the question asking. So we have a spring which is like this. When this spring is compressed or when this is in a relaxed state. Alright, when a spring is compressed it contains the potential energy, and as soon as this compressed spring is released, this spring expands. Alright, and there is increase in the length of this spring, and as it increases the spring is in motion, and therefore the energy which is possessed by a body because of the motion, that is the kinetic energy. Therefore इस question का जो correct answer जाएगा that will be option number B. Alright, here the compressed spring is released and the potential energy changes into the kinetic energy due to the motion acquired by the spring. Alright, next question. Alright, question is if the velocity of an object becomes twice that of its initial velocity, then its kinetic energy becomes n times its initial kinetic energy. What would be the value of n? वी नो काइनेटिक एनर्जी जो है that is equal to 1/2 of mass into square of the velocity. All right, if the velocity becomes twice of its initial velocity, let's assume कि initial velocity v1 है, इसका मतलब जो initial kinetic energy e1 होगा that will be 1/2 of m v1 square. Now question says जब velocity becomes twice, that means जो second time जो velocity, that's final velocity जो है वो बन जाती है 2 times the initial velocity, that is 2 times v1. तब जाके काइनेटिक एनर्जी दैट इज E2 becomes n times of its initial kinetic energy, that is n times E1. We have to find the value of n. E2 जो है it will be equal to 1/2 of m v2 square is equal to n times 1/2 of m v1 square. Alright, so this will be 1/2 of m. v2 के बजाय हम लिख सकते हैं this. I'm marking it with the red one. v2 के बजाय हम लिख सकते हैं 2 times v1 square. So this will be equal to n times 1/2 of m v1 square. Alright. So this will be 4 times 1/2 of m v1 square is equal to n times 1/2 of m v1 square. This and this cancels out. So n जो है that will be equal to 4. So option number B is the correct option. That means जब velocity initial velocity से दुगना हो जाती है तो kinetic energy जो है वो 4 times हो जाती है. Okay, next question. Question is, an object of 12 kgs is placed at a certain height from the ground. If the potential energy of the object is 600 joules, find the height of the object with respect to the ground. Given g जो है g stands for acceleration due to gravity. Okay, we know potential energy जो है that is equal to the product of mass into acceleration into gravity into height. We have to find the height. Potential energy is given as 600. This is equal to mass is given 12 kgs into 10 into height h. Okay, h can be found out to be 600 upon 12 into 10. Okay. This comes out to be 0 and 0 goes. 6 10s are 60, 6 2s are 2 1s are 2, 5s are. So your h is 5 meters. So option D is the correct option. Okay, next question. Alright, question is, what will be the value of the kinetic energy of an object moving along the mass m if its speed is changed from v to v by 2. See, assume करते हैं कि we know kinetic energy जो है that is equal to 1/2 of m v square. So when speed is v तो kinetic energy E is equal to 1/2 of m v square. Now when speed is changed from v to v by 2 तो we have to see कि kinetic energy में क्या change आता है. So when speed जो है वो बनती है equal to v by 2. सो काइनेटिक एनर्जी ई डैश हम इसको मानते हैं, ये मानते हैं वी डैश और वी प्राइम. सो इट विल बी 1/2 ऑफ एम, सो इट विल बी वी अपॉन 2 होल स्क्वायर. सो ई प्राइम विल बी इक्वल टू 1/2 ऑफ एम वी स्क्वायर बाय 4. वी नो ई प्राइम विल बी इक्वल टू 1/2 ऑफ दिस वन एम वी स्क्वायर, दिस मच. दिस इज इक्वल टू ई डिवाइडेड बाय 4. देयरफॉर ऑप्शन ए विल बी द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. ई के से कंफ्यूज नहीं होना, ई के इसने काइनेटिक एनर्जी को रिप्रेजेंट किया है. सिंपली डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज, मैंने ई रिप्रेजेंट किया. ठीक, दिस इज द ओनली डिफरेंस. सो ऑप्शन ए इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. ऑल राइट, नाउ वी विल बी सॉल्विंग क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द केमिस्ट्री सेक्शन ऑफ द syllabus. All right. All right, question is, the number of moles present in 90 grams of water. All right, so there are different ways of solving this question. For example, जो moles की formula है, that's one way of solving, but I will solve it using the unitary method. See, speaking of water, अगर हम water की बात करें, the chemical formula of water is H2O. And when we speak of the molecular weight or molecular mass of water, so it is equal to हाइड्रोजन के 2 एटम्स का मास जो है, एक एटम का मास 1 यूनिट है और 2 का हो गया मल्टीप्लाइड बाई 2 प्लस ऑक्सीजन जो है इट इज़ 16, सो दिस बिकम्स 18 ग्राम्स. सो यू कैन से मॉलिक्यूलर वेट ऑफ वाटर जो है दैट इज़ 18 ग्राम्स. वी हैव टू फाइंड द नंबर ऑफ मोल्स प्रेजेंट इन 90 ग्राम्स ऑफ वाटर. जो मॉलिक्यूलर वेट किसी भी मॉलिक्यूल का होता है या कंपाउंड का होता है, ठीक है, वो उसके मोल के बराबर होता है. इसका मतलब 18 ग्राम्स ऑफ वाटर जो है दे आर इक्वल टू 1 मोल ऑफ वाटर. ओके, इट वी हैव टू फाइंड कि 90 ग्राम्स ऑफ वाटर में कितने मोल्स हैं. सो 1 ग्राम इज इक्वल टू 1/18 moles of water. We have to find 90 grams. So we will multiply this by 90, this by 90 on both sides. This becomes 90 grams of water will be equal to 9 tens are, 9 twos are, 2 ones are, 2 fives are. So 90 grams of water जो है they are equal to the 5 moles of water, or they contain the 5 moles of water. Therefore option A is the correct option. Okay, next question. Alright, question is the elements that have intermediate properties between those of metals and non-metals are called metalloids. Which among the following is known as a metalloid? And the correct option is option D, that is germanium. Germanium is a metalloid. Speaking of carbon, so it's a non-metal. Speaking of copper, so it's a metal. Alright, and iodine जो है it's a non-metal. ठीक. Next question. Question is due to which property of metals it is easy to make foils. Okay, जैसे कि for example metals जो है उनके हम sheets बनाते हैं. And the correct option is option number A, that is malleability. Malleability जो है it is the ability of a metal or a metal alloy to be formed into variety of shapes when we hammer them or roll them into thin sheets. Okay. स्पीकिंग ऑफ ऑप्शन नंबर बी दैट्स कंडक्टिविटी, तो इनकी वजह से मेटल्स जो हैं दे आर गुड कंडक्टर्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, सो दे आर वो कंडक्टेंस दिखाते हैं. ऑलराइट, स्पीकिंग ऑफ ऑप्शन नंबर सी दैट इज डक्टाइल और डक्टिलिटी, लाइक मैलिएबिलिटी इट इज़ द एबिलिटी और द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ मेटल्स जिसमें these metals जो हैं they can be stretched or pulled or drawn into thin wires or threads without breaking. Okay, so यहाँ पे हम threads और यू कैन से वायर्स ऑफ दीज मेटल्स जो हैं वो बनाते हैं जैसे एल्यूमिनियम एक्सेट्रा. ओके, रेजोनेंस इज अ कम्प्लीटली डिफरेंट थिंग. ठीक, विच इज़ शोन इट्स एन इलेक्ट्रॉन डीलोकलाइजेशन. जो स्टेबिलिटी ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स को इंक्रीज करता है. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Question is what is the scale for measuring hydrogen ion concentration? Okay, hydrogen H positive ion concentration in a solution, and the correct option is option number C, that is pH scale. All right, that is used to measure the hydrogen ion concentration in solutions, and based on this pH scale we differentiate with the help of these pH we differentiate these solutions at acidic, basic or alkaline or neutral solutions. All right, next question. Okay, question is concentration of mass by mass percentage in a solution made by dissolving 50 grams of sugar in 150 grams of water will be. See, the water acts as the solvent and the sugar acts as the solute. Okay, so mass of solute जो है it is given as 50 grams which is the sugar, and mass of solvent which is water that is equal to 150 grams. Therefore total mass of solution, all right, total mass of solution is 150 grams of solvent plus 50 grams of solute, that is equal to 200 grams of solution. Okay, so speaking of mass percent of the solute, it will be mass of solvent, not solvent, sorry, solute divided by total mass of solution multiplied by 100. So it will be 50, that is the mass of sugar. Mass of solution is 200 multiplied by 100. So this is 25%. Alright, 0 and 0 cancels out, 2 ones are 2, 25 is a. Alright, therefore option C is the correct option. Next question. Question is, which of the following is not an allotrope of carbon? And the correct option is option B. Okay, that's carbon dioxide. Diamond, graphite and fluorines, which are normally C60, these are all the allotropes of carbon. Okay, next question. Question is, what is the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the L shell of an atom? Number of electrons in any shell, that is equal to 2n square. Okay, for n value equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. The shell names are like K, L, M, etc. For L, n value is therefore equal to 2. So it will be 2 into 2 square. So it will be equal to 4 2s are 8. So 8 will be the number of electrons, maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the L shell of an atom. Alright. Next question. Question is, which of the following states that volume of a gas is inversely proportional to the pressure of a gas? And the correct option is option A, that is Boyle's law. Which state is that when temperature is constant, that is at constant temperature, alright, T, pressure and volume of a gas, they hold an inverse relationship with each other. And if we solve it, or if we try to solve the proportionality constant, it's equal to K, which is the proportionality constant, into 1 upon V, which is equal to K upon V. So your P is equal to K by V, or if we multiply it as pressure into volume will be equal to K, which represents as constant. Alright, that is at constant temperature the pressure and volume of a gas are inversely related to each other or inversely proportional to each other. Therefore option A is the correct option. Next question. Question is, which of the following will not diffuse? Alright, or you can say diffusion jo hai, it is one of the distinguishing property of gases. And out of these given options, fenugreek powder is not a gas, therefore it will not diffuse. And if you are asked diffusion of gases jo hai, this is explained by the Graham's law of diffusion. Alright. Next question. Alright, question is, an ideal gas at a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius is heated at a constant pressure until the volume of this gas doubles. The final temperature of the gas will be C. When pressure is constant, at constant pressure, just like when we saw in the Boyle's law, जहाँ पे लेकिन temperature constant था, यहाँ पे pressure constant है, वहाँ पे प्रेशर और वॉल्यूम का रिलेशनशिप था, यहाँ पे टेम्परेचर और वॉल्यूम का रिलेशन था, वहाँ पे प्रेशर और वॉल्यूम का इन्वर्स रिलेशन था, यहाँ पे टेम्परेचर और वॉल्यूम का डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप है. एंड व्हेन वी सॉल्व दिस, सो दिस विल बी इक्वल टू के वी, विच वी कैन से के बाय टी बाय वी इज इक्वल टू के, विच इज़ अ कॉन्स्टेंट. ठीक. नाउ जैसे जब टेम्परेचर कॉन्स्टेंट होता था, फिर प्रेशर और वॉल्यूम का इन्वर्स रिलेशन होता था, वो उसे हम बॉयल्स लॉ कहते हैं. नाउ आई एम आस्किंग यू कि इस लॉ को हम क्या कहते हैं जब प्रेशर कांस्टेंट हो और आइडियल गैस के केस में टेम्परेचर और वॉल्यूम का एक डायरेक्ट रिलेशनशिप है. ठीक है, तो यहाँ से हम इस क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. सो वी हैव अ गिवन टेम्परेचर विच इज़ 27 डिग्री सेल्सियस. तो वी विल कन्वर्ट फर्स्ट 27 डिग्री सेल्सियस इनटू केल्विन. ठीक, विच इज़ सिंपली डन एज कि अगर हमारा T1 जो है दैट इज़ 27 degree Celsius, so we can convert it into Kelvin by simply adding to 273 Kelvin. So this will be equal to 300 Kelvin. So your temperature T1 is okay. Then we say कि volume of the gas जो है V2 जो है that is equal to 2 times V1, doubles volume of gas doubles when we have to find out at what temperature that volume will double. As you know, T by V is constant, therefore from here we can say T1 by V1 will be equal to T2 by V2, and we have to find the value of final temperature, which is T2. Alright, so we will write 300 divided by V1 is equal to T2 divided by 2 times V1. V1 and V1 goes, so T2 will be equal to, it will be equal to 3 2s are 600 Kelvin. But our given options are in degree Celsius. So how will we do it? T2 is equal to 600 Kelvin. So we will minus 273 from here, and the correct, it will be equal to 273 degree Celsius. Therefore option B will be the correct option. Alright, next question. Okay, now we will be solving questions from the biology section. Question 1 says, according to Whittaker's classification, organisms included in the dash kingdom do not have a well-defined nucleus. Alright, and the correct option is option D, that is Monera. Okay, as you know कि 1969 में, in the year 1969, R.H. Whittaker divided all the organisms into 5 kingdoms: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae and Animalia. ठीक, and out of those kingdom Monera जो है, they were unicellular, that is single celled organisms, and prokaryotic, which implies कि they did not have a well defined nucleus. ठीक, and they are single celled organisms with no true nuclear membranes, and genetic material in these organisms is naked circular DNA. ठीक, next question. Question is, diatoms, dinoflagellates belong to which of these kingdoms? And the correct option is option B, that is they belong to kingdom Protista. Okay, next question. Which of the following scientists has suggested a mechanism for evolution in his book Origin of Species? And the correct option is option D, that is Charles Darwin. Okay, question is, which phylum of animals is also called as flatworms? And the correct option is option D, that is Platyhelminthes. It is because they are dorsoventrally flattened. Okay, they are devoid of skeleton system. For example, tapeworm, etc. ठीक, next question. Question is, leeches, earthworm belong to which phylum? And the correct option is option A, that is Annelida, that is they belong to segmented worms, because their body is segmented just like this. For example, their body has these segments known as metamers. Okay, next question. Question is, which of the following is the excretory organ of cockroaches and other insects? And the correct option is option B, that is Malpighian tubules. Alright. Speaking of other options, for example, flame cells, they are the excretory organs in Platyhelminthes. Speaking of nephridia, they are the, for example, excretory organs in earthworm. ठीक, next question. Question is, which group of animals are exclusively free living marine animals? And the correct option is option B, that is Echinodermata, because they have a distinguishing feature: their body cavity contains a water vascular system. That is one of the distinguishing features of echinodermates. Next question. Question is, which of the following is also known as tree frog? And the correct option is option D, that is Hyla. Hyla जो है, it's also known as tree frog. ठीक, so it's an arboreal animal, that is it lives on the trees. Okay, so they are the animals that live on trees, ठीक, and are adapted there. Next question. Question is aves have, and the correct option is option B, that is a four-chambered heart, because they belong to chordates. Next question. Question is which of the following statements regarding mammals is incorrect? And the correct option is, first we will see some options. Usually mammals have hair, this is true. To feed their children they have mammary glands present in them, true. There are three chambers in their heart, this is false, because they have, instead of three, they are mostly four chambered. ठीक. Some mammals lay eggs, yes, they are egg laying mammals or oviparous. This is true. Therefore, option C is the correct option, because we had to find the incorrect one. Alright, so this was the last question of this particular practice set. See you some other time.